On to the Metro. In Poch we trust, after it was announced that Mauricio Pochettino would be the next Chelsea manager. I just want to focus on the length of the contract, a 2-year deal starting on the 1st of July. John, what do you make of this? Because obviously it's a lot shorter than Graham Potter's.
Yeah, I'm surprised, and a lot shorter, by the way, than all of those players that they've signed in January on 8- and 9-year deals. I mean, if you're a player on an 8- and 9-year contract, and the new boss comes in and for 2 years, what are you thinking? I do think that it's a genuine cause of debate and discussion, really. Chelsea do hold a further 1-year option on that 2 years, so they could extend it, but it's only on Chelsea's side, and so basically it does feel quite short. And bearing in mind recent issues at Chelsea and the sort of the turnovers, then clearly the Chelsea hierarchy are trying to cover themselves this time. But with Potter, when Potter arrived, it felt very much that basically they were invested in this guy. They said, we are going to back the manager for a long term. It's a project. We want them to build. And with Pochettino, I think it's a really good appointment, by the way. I think, he's very popular in the media. I'm sure we'll see that in headlines and coverage over the next few weeks, because he is, I think he's a real motivator. I think he can fix that dressing room. But I think he's got a lot of work to do. I think he's got so much to do to rebuild and repair to get Chelsea back into the Champions League. Listen, Frank Lampard's really struggled in the last few weeks, and I've got so much sympathy for Lampard because he's no fool. He's been painted as an idiot in some quarters, which is totally unfair. I think he's inherited a dressing room which is bloated, overblown, and lacking direction. Frankly, it was never going to work for a temporary manager. It was always going to be a short-term fix. But Pochettino will face those same problems, and there's going to be a hell of a lot of deals in and out, I think, this summer. And I think Pochettino will really have a busy few weeks and few months at Stamford Bridge.
And just picking up on that, Mark, because he starts on the 1st of July, and bearing in mind he's got so much work to do, surely he's itching to start earlier. So surely Chelsea missed a trick there.
Yeah, it's a strange one, this, and it may be a contractual thing based on his severance at PSG over a year ago. And if that's the case, then, if I was Chelsea, if I was Pochettino, I'd just pay that clause out, because the next 4 to 6 weeks are massive for Chelsea. They've got decisions to make. They've got players to get rid of. They've got players to bring in. And it reminds me a little bit of when David Moyes took over at Man United. The same thing happened there, that there was a 6-week gap between the end of the season and one manager going and Moyes coming in. And it's too long. Pochettino needs to be in there today, tomorrow, to get jobs done and to get players in and out. And I think if it is a contractual situation with PSG, and if there's a fee outstanding, if it's £1 million, £2 million, just pay it, because that'll be worth it in the long run, because Chelsea have wasted enough money as it is. That might be the best investment they make to get that deal done, to get him in the job now.
Lots of the players are really buoyed by the fact that Mauricio Pochettino will be the Chelsea manager, including this, because Raheem Sterling is delighted to see Mauricio Pochettino coming in. He's saying, new boss is exactly what we need. Isn't it interesting, though, that after today we actually haven't heard from Mauricio Pochettino, the man himself, though?
No, or not seen any pictures, have we? Normally you greeted with a fanfare. Listen, Chelsea have ended so badly that basically I think they do need to lift the fans that little bit. And I do think the fact is that Chelsea probably won't unveil him until a little while ahead. It doesn't start work until July the 1st, and we haven't even seen him pictured yet and haven't had words from him yet. So I don't think that can come soon enough, because I do think Pochettino will give Chelsea and their fans a bit of a lift.